Friends, welcome to the Evangelist Nick Garrett channel. Please like, click, subscribe, share, not because you agree with everything I say, but I need that kind of help just to survive on YouTube. It's easy, it's something all of us can do, it does matter, and it would mean a lot. Please help. We are continuing a series already underway about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Today's video, we're going to learn about two key things. One, we're going to hear the Nephilim from Genesis 6 talk to Noah about the coming flood from their own mouths. We're also going to finish learning about something called the Damascus document, where it came from, who studied it, and what it was all about. As an aside, we're going to learn that there are several professions in Christian study that many of us never learn about, and some of you might be interested in. First up, the Damascus document. We covered a lot about this in the last several videos, but today I want to tell you a cool story about a Jewish scholar named Solomon Schechter. He first discovered portions of the Damascus document not in the desert caves of Qumran, but from the Cairo Geniza, a back storeroom in a synagogue in Cairo, Egypt, that held 400,000 portions of Jewish historical manuscripts and Fatimid administrative records. Whoa, what? These two things? We're going to see just how crazy it is that Fatimid records and ancient Jewish records are housed together. But first, give me 15 seconds just to tell you that you can become a channel member. There's 3 levels: deacons, crusaders, and archbishops. And if you would like to become a member, you can just click around here somewhere and it'll tell you how. Anyway, back to business. Schechter's interests were the Jewish documents. He studied a medieval copy of the Damascus document, but by cross-reference with other records, he put forward the theory that they were from the 1st century AD. Well, he was proven right when caves 4 and 5 yielded fragments about 1,000 years older than the ones he had first worked with. How cool is that? I think it is significant that in Cairo we also had a treasure trove of Fatimid Muslim administrative records. See, Alexandria, Carthage, most of North Africa had Jewish and Christian communities during the first several centuries AD. In fact, Alexandria was one of the 3 biggest cities in the Roman Empire, behind only Rome and Antioch. Alexandria, Rome, Antioch, Jerusalem, Byzantium, later Constantinople, and you have the 5 major Christian centers early on. However, in the early 600s, Islam spread very quickly, and by the mid-700s, most of North Africa was firmly Muslim. As late as the 1200s AD, the end of the 3rd, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th Crusade all dealt with crusades centered in whole or part on North Africa, Egypt specifically. The Fatimids were a ruling class for a long time there. So certainly a treasure trove of documents from an ancient Jewish synagogue in Cairo, whose predominant records are Jewish and Muslim. Recording and storing history is truly amazing. You know, if you're interested in Christian jobs, you don't just have to teach. Researchers find treasures every day in small museums across the world housing documents from the past. They only need someone motivated to read them and that will put in the time, sometimes knows the language, and is passionate. Often an intern or fresh graduate finds the subjects passionate to their hearts for the rest of their lives by simply being given the first day job or task of just clean up these files or papers or artifacts. It's fascinating how that happens. Anyway, the Damascus document itself focuses on the greatness of God, obedience to God, and his covenant with Israel. A document whose main purpose is to spell out the covenant between God and Israel. We did theorize this precise point in one of the recent Dead Sea videos as the reason for the Dead Sea Scrolls being brought to the caves in such large volumes and over a period of time. The document seems to be broken into 2 sections: exhortation and the law. The exhortation seems to center on stories about God always judging the wicked and rewarding the faithful. Let me read you an example of that. Yes, periods of God's wrath are decreed for a people who know him not. And he has established time of favor for those who seek his commandments, and to those who live blamelessly in the proper way. He uncovered their eyes to the hidden things and opened their ears that they might hear deep things and understand future events before they happen to them. That is one of the deepest things I have ever read when it comes to how God blesses the faithful. The sections dealing with the law are very similar to Leviticus and Deuteronomy with some small differences, although we did do a separate video on leprosy, and we found it interesting that medical diagnoses seem to have been done by the priests at the time. You can watch that video here. Now, next up, Nephilim, Genesis 6, Noah's flood. Give me about 15 seconds and I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, by supporting us via PayPal with $1, $3, $5, whatever you pray to God about and it is placed on your heart to do, goes directly to our ministry. I do thank you for the contribution, and I am grateful every time somebody thinks to give. Finally, I ask that you please pray before giving money to anybody talking about religion, myself, or anyone, and it should always be first discussed with God. The coming flood is announced to Noah by a mighty watcher. These watchers were identified by early biblical interpreters with the Nephilim of Genesis 6. Note that Noah calculates the time of the coming flood as he calculated above the time for his sons' marriages. Our text is very concerned with matters of chronology left unclear in the Bible, another way in which it resembles jubilees. Heaven. In a vision I saw, had it made known, and came to realize the deed of the sons of heaven. And what? Heaven. I hid this mystery in my heart, revealing it to no one. Came to me, and a mighty watcher told me as a messenger, and as an emissary of the great Holy One. And in a vision he spoke with me and stood before me. To you, they say, Noah. So I calculated concerning all the activity of those who dwelt upon the earth. I knew and made known to all. They shall be prosperous, and they have chosen them. 2 weeks of the year, then sealing the blood that the Nephilim had shed, I was serene, and I waited until holy ones who mated with human women, I, Noah, found great favor and truth, most high, a day. It does go on, but I want to show you why that sounds like it makes no sense. I've pointed this out before. The translating of the Dead Sea documents is by no means a completed work. Look how many blank spaces there are in those passages that we're reading. It leaves a lot. That's why there's still so much confusion about the Nephilim. There's not a great conspiracy in the church to hide the truth about them. Most don't know because they can't make complete sense beyond the little bit of information we're given in Genesis. Now, I do want to go on a little bit more. Then upon the earth, and he took from, finding, behold, the ark came to rest upon one of the mountains of Ararat, and eternal fire. And I atoned for all the earth, and a choice, the kid of a goat, first and after it came. I burned the fat upon the fire. The second, I poured out the blood at the base of the altar, and I burned the entirety of the flesh upon the altar. I placed fine flour, soaked it with oil, together with frankincense as a grain. Upon all of them I was sprinkling salt. Then the savor of my burnt offering ascended to heaven. Very interesting stuff, guys. Wow. I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I did. I want to share a few new books that I got that's going to give us a chance to explore way more stuff in the coming year. Obviously, because we have absolute faith in the Lord and we're not afraid to turn over every rock, we want to know what the claims of all these other belief systems are. So, I was given by a friend a TLM missile. TLM means the Latin Mass. there is a small subset of Catholics who try to stick to the old ways. And this is the book that they would use as their liturgical calendar, their daily missal for their liturgical calendar. It's interesting. I got the Bhagavad Gita. And this will be interesting to see some of the East Asian religions and what the beliefs of them are and what the supernatural claims are. This is the question I want to answer by reading this and my Complete Idiot's Guide to the Talmud. I want to know what their supernatural claims are. I have a great interest in what they have to say about Jesus. Those are my main points, and I'm going to explore all these things with you. If you got something great for Christmas, the celebration of the birth of Christ, tell me about it in the comments. So next, if we collect more than $55 each week, we record Sunday night, not quite live. This coming Sunday would be episode 3, and we're very close. We've raised $50 so far. Please offer just a little support over the next few days. PayPal, Cashapp, Venmo, by becoming a channel member, by purchasing a t-shirt, mug, mask. I've got my Truth First Christianity mug. I've got my mask, my Cover Your Face Sinner mask that has a whole story behind it. So please, if you're interested, ask me in the comments and I'll tell you the story. It might not be what you think. Don't attack me for having a mask. It's a joke. You can also visit Amazon.com/author/Nicholasdgarrett and purchase one of the books I've written, paperback or for your Kindle. On other platforms, I am using my new rig, finally. Built this myself out of about 100 different ones. I've got 2 microphones, ambient lighting, face light. I'm able to connect both audio together to get stereo sound. I can hook a battery pack to run this, and I can adjust everything I need to. I had fun building it, and it is improving the quality of the videos that I'm able to shoot with my phone and things of that nature. This week on Facebook, I'll be sharing some new apologetic points with those friends in pastoral and ministerial roles to add to their arsenals. Just look up Evangelist Nick Garrett on Facebook. On TikTok, I'm offering some well thought out prayers for everyday regular use. TikTok at EvangelistNickG. On Twitter, I'm whatever. It's Twitter. Here on YouTube, my home, my family. Please subscribe, and let's give the Lord his due before we get out of here. God, please be enough for us today. Guide us in the way that we should go. Guide our words that they might be useful. Grant us the blessing of discernment, that we might know when we need to pray for strength from the Holy Spirit to accomplish something on our own, and when we need to pray to the Holy Spirit to take something for us. God, be enough for us today. May our work bear fruit. As always, my friends, thank you. It's an awesome journey all the time. We'll go more into Noah and the Nephilim to try to get deeper, more mysterious, more exciting. There is more stuff written there, but I need to take some time, I think, to study these chapters closer to make more sense of what we're actually talking about because of those gaps. But share the video and see what you think about it, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye. Thanks.
I don't think you're crazy. I think you're just fine. No sicker than the rest of us, except in your mind. But you played that role and used it to hide. You brought me home, then kissed me goodbye. So many reasons to run, but you're the one good reason to stay. I thought I knew you so well, but you're broken and scared. How could you blame somebody else? Now you can keep that shirt from off my back and 2 cigarettes from that empty pack. You can keep that shirt from off my back and 2 cigarettes from that empty pack. 'Cause you forgot that you gave me the shirt off your back and 2 cigarettes wrapped in a contract. 'Cause you forgot that you gave me the shirt off your back.